Welcome to Sunshine Art and Drawing. Today I'm going to be doing week 2 of the Woolworths Christmas Pop-Outs. This week's characters are Sonny the Elf, Ginger the Gingerbread Man, and Noel the Christmas Fireplace. Now you may notice that on the actual cards themselves they are labelled Boy Elf, Gingerbread Man, and Chimney. A little bit weird, but I think that might be just so they can tell which one's which. But I'm just going to show you each card before I have popped them out, and then we will build them and see what they turn out like. So we've got our cool elf, we have the gingerbread man and the little toy soldiers, and a little candy cane, which is quite cute. And then we have the chimney or the fireplace, and you get some little stockings to hang above it and a little bauble kind of decoration. So let's get started, and we'll start with the chimney. This one was probably the most difficult, so if you've got this one at home and you're struggling with it, don't feel bad, I struggled with it too. I'm going to use this little double-ended knitting needle because it seems to be the best thing to pop it out, but you could use like the end of a pencil or something like that. It just helps you push them through to break the little perforations, but some of them were really hard to do this time. Like it took me a good amount of goes just to sort of get it to come off of the backing. And I didn't want to tear it, I was being really careful because I don't like the idea of tearing them. So I was just pushing a little bit there, and for some reason the card kept kind of sticking to the table. I was having trouble picking it up. But let's pop out this little bauble and we'll build that one first. It's got a little hole in it, so you could put a little bit of string and hang it on the little Christmas tree or the bigger Christmas tree. I'm going to get one of those when I've got a few more of the characters, and then we'll build that sort of Christmas display tree, and then I can put all the characters on there. I figured this is a bit of a fun series to do over Christmas, and because I do my shopping at Woolworths anyway, and I usually spend $90 to $100 a week on shopping, I'm gonna get these cards for free, so I might as well just do some videos on them and show you how they go each week. But I think they're kind of like a good idea because they're a little bit craftier than just getting sort of little toys. So kids kind of have something to do when they get home, they get to build it a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of the Kinder Surprises that you get that have actual toys that you build in them. Those are probably my favourite. If you get like when I was little, I used to get a Kinder Surprise every time my mum went shopping. She'd get us all one each. It was like a little tradition, and it was very much that I'd like the ones where you got like a toy that you couldn't really tell what it was until you put it all together. So here I'm just showing you, I'm trying to push this center part out because there's a little piece in there that I need to remove to put it together. I couldn't really get it to work. So I'm going to do this back part, and as you can see, you just got to push through to get all these little tabs out, and it's not too bad to do this one, but some of the tabs just did not want to come off. Like you'd pull and pull and pull at them and they didn't want to come off. But as you can see, there's a cool little fire on this one. So you see the little fireplace kind of design through the front of the little chimney window, which I think is really cute. Not sure why it's called a chimney. The chimney's the thing that's on top of your roof. So this is a fireplace. And I know on the website they kind of give them a bit better names, but chimney is a weird thing to call this. Like I was thinking about this going, the chimney, yeah, it's the like thing on the top of the roof the smoke goes out of, not the thing in the lounge room you put the fire in. And a lot of people don't even have fireplaces, so it's a really strange thing to make this on, but I can kind of understand it's like the hanging of the little stockings and that sort of thing is very traditional. So let's pop the middle of this out so you've got the little window and you can see the little fire behind when you put it all together. So first things first you'll need to do is take that middle piece and bend it. So you bend it kind of like a little fold, and that will make it so it sort of stands up, gives it a flat base. So when you pop it down it'll stand up properly like that. Next step is to take the front and you fold the two sides in like this so that you have the tabs going towards the back, if that makes sense. And then you need to line the two tabs at the bottom up and then also push the two sort of backwards facing tabs into it. I found that if you push the sort of those two top tabs in first, then you can line it up and then push the bottom up, and that'll push it all together. And then that's the front of the fireplace done. The next step is to put the top, which is called the mantelpiece, put that on. So you fold these two little tabs down, and also you need to fold the little stockings down so they hang in front of the fireplace. I've always wondered about this. How safe is it to really hang like stockings in front of the fireplace? Feels like it would be a fire hazard, but who knows. I guess people have been doing it for centuries and it seems to be still popular, so it must not be too bad. And then there's a little slit in the middle, and I was trying to pop this out a bit more, but it wasn't cut very well, and I wasn't sure how I would fix that without like destroying it, because you can't really cut the middle of a piece of card with scissors. But as you can see, there's a little tab that you've got to pull out, and I found that it didn't work that way. But if you took the piece of card and you push it the other way, so I'll show you at the moment, like I'm trying to push it in but it's sort of bending and I don't want to bend it. So what I did is I took the piece of card and I pushed a bit in there with the little needle end to make a bit more of a wider hole, and then I pushed that down. And you might notice that as you pick it up and put it down, the whole thing will fall apart. It's really difficult to keep it all together until you've got all the tabs in. Once you've got all the tabs in, it'll stay together a lot better. But it's a little tricky, a little fiddly, this one. But that's why I wanted to show you this kind of slowly, so you can do it at home and not feel like it's a bit difficult. And you push that down so that the candle shows through the top of the mantelpiece. Push in the little tab at the top, and then there's two tabs at the side that you do those little, I guess they're like little wings on the side. Push that tab in. So fiddly. This one I find that would be really difficult, I think, for kids to do. So like maybe you might want to get your parents to help you with this one if you're struggling, or maybe someone with more delicate fingers. I don't have very delicate fingers. But now that that one is all complete, I just want to smooth out the little top part where it's not quite cut properly. But here we go, he is all done, and there is the little bauble. So it's actually quite cute. I thought it was sort of well done and looks quite detailed. So next one we're going to do is Gingerbread Man and the little toy soldiers. So as normal, you just pop all of these out. I might just speed this up a little bit because otherwise I'll spend ages popping them all out. So let's get started on this cute little gingerbread man to start with. And we pop out his little nose, make sure that you get all the little perforations, and then pop out his little back and pop him together. So you just slide it together and then push the little nose through. I like this one. He's got a little colourful purple nose, like it's a little sort of lolly or something, because he's a gingerbread man. And then if you get the little candy cane, you should be able to put it in his hand. But I did notice that the hands are not cut very well, so you're going to have to work at them a little bit to get the bit of paper out like I do, or just a pair of scissors and just cut them a little bit. Just make sure you're safe with the scissors, or if you're a bit worried about it, get your parents to help you there. But you can get that little bit of cardboard out from his hand, and then he will be able to hold his little candy cane. So I'll just show you that there. So if you pop it in his hand, it will kind of stay. It's not that strong, so it does fall out of his hand. You might want to just sort of maybe cut a little bit of a deeper slit in his hand so it stays. But let's get these little toy soldiers out of the backing card and we will make them too. Now, toy soldiers are kind of a bit of a classical type of thing. I don't know how relevant they are these days, but they're like a mainstay, a staple of like Christmas cards and things like that, because they were little toy tin soldiers. They were made of metal, and they were kind of just a toy that children had. A long time ago, it was much more of an English thing, but as you can see, you just pop the little cross piece at the bottom and then they will stand up. Kind of a little bit like the same way you're doing for the gingerbread man as well, how you make a little bit of a cross and then that stands him up too. And there are the three little tin soldiers. And let's get started on Sonny the cool elf. A little bit annoyed that they gendered the elf as a boy elf. Like elves, I'm pretty sure, are just elves. They don't need genders. But that's neither here nor there. Let's pull him out of his backing card and we will get him started. Guess if they're going to call him a boy elf, I'm going to call him him. But it could be a girl. Just because he's wearing blue, doesn't matter. So I'm going to pop his little nose out right there, and we'll get him together. He comes together the same way that the Gingerbread Man does, which is to push the piece of backing through the bottom and then pop his little nose through the front of his face. Sounds really strange. And then he's got his little sunglasses. So they just sort of balance on the bridge of his nose, and they're dual-sided, so you can have sort of like a dark side and a light side. But let's get some close-ups and have a look. So firstly, it is Noel the Christmas Fireplace, or Chimney as it says on the card. And as you can see the little fire in between that little window and underneath the little socks or stockings. And there's a little candle and a wreath. It's very cute. It's a little fiddly to put together, but very, very cute once it's done. And nice and solid, and once it's all put together it stays. And there's a little Christmas bauble. It has a little hole in the top so you can put a little string in it and hang it on the tree or something like that. But I'll just get a bit closer up, put on that focus so you can actually see what is happening, and we'll get some nice close-up shots. But yeah, it's just a little Christmas bauble. It's very, very simple, but I do like the sort of detail on it, and allowing you to sort of hang it with a little bit of string. It's quite sweet. And the fireplace, there we go. Bit of a close-up so you can see the detail, and on the top it's got a little carrot, which I think is kind of sweet. I assume that's for Santa, so when Santa comes down the chimney, that might be why it's called Chimney, because that's where Santa comes from. And it's a carrot to feed the reindeers. And that reminds me, that's the only one that I could not find, is the reindeer one from last week. I did have a bit of a look around, but it seems like most of the stores I went to only had 2 of them. So if I do find that one, I will definitely build it. And here we go with Sonny the Elf. I'm just going to show you the sunglasses are dual-sided, so you can have them on that side, or you can flip them over and you can have them on that side there and have him looking even cooler. It's a very sweet little one. And I do like the sunglasses. They're kind of like an accessory that will fit on most of them. So as you can see, it sort of sits on the nose like that, which means that you can put them on the other elf. You can also put them on the Gingerbread Man. And they are a little loose though, they do fall off. So I'm just showing you the back and the front. The back doesn't really have much detail, but the front's got his little hat, and that's kind of sweet. So let's pop his sunglasses back on. I'll pop him to the side, and then I will show you Mr. Gingerbread Man, or Ginger the Gingerbread Man. So there we go, cool elf, pop him down. And the next one is Ginger the Gingerbread Man. You can see the front looks like it's decorated with icing and little lollies and a little bow. And I was just going to show you that you can take the sunglasses and put them on any of the ones that have this little sort of protruding nose, and they'll fit. So it does kind of make it a little bit fun. You can swap the accessories around. But if you have a look on the back, it's very, very, very plain. But you can see his little lollies and things. But that would be kind of like a biscuit. Like a biscuit on the back would be quite plain. You'd only put icing and things on the front. But he's quite sweet. Next up we have the little candy cane. And he holds that little candy cane in his hand. So as you can see, you can just pop it in his hand and he will hold it. You can have it any way you want. So he'll hold it that way, you can turn it around. I was wondering if you could kind of tuck it behind his shoulder so it would stay in his hand better, but it just sort of pops out. I don't know. Maybe you could put a little bit of sticky tape or something, or just hang it on his nose. That seemed to hold it, but yeah. It's quite cute, and I do like another accessory type thing. Very, very sweet. Literally sweet, because he's a gingerbread cookie. But yep, as you saw, it fell out of his hand, because it just keeps falling. But here are the 3 little tin soldiers, or toy soldiers. And they've all got their own little facial design, like one of them has a moustache, and the other one has sort of a big red nose. And one of them has a sash across him and the other 2 don't. I think the sash probably denotes that he's some kind of general or commander, and then the other 2 are more like just your regular officers. so he's kind of like the boss. But I'm not really sure. I think it's a bit of an English thing, so someone in the comments will probably tell me. But as you can see, that is the little set of 3. I hope you guys look forward to next Sunday, because I think I might do this over Christmas. Each Sunday I'll try and upload another one of these videos, just so that you can see them as they're built. And if you're doing these ones along at home, definitely let me know. Pop that in the comments, let me know if you're also building these. And if you have any specific ones that you're looking forward to, I'll definitely keep an eye out for those. Thanks so much for watching, have a sunshiny day!